tensions came to a head this morning at University of Wisconsin-Madison campus, today marking 3 days of protesting.
At least a dozen people were taken into custody after a clash between campus police and protesters. Brittany Smith joins us now in studio to tell us what led up to that clash. Brittany.
Bill and Gammy, the tents set up by protesters on campus are a violation according to school code. Police say they were enforcing that rule this morning by issuing warnings and then removing the tents. And that's the moment the peaceful protest turned physical, erupting into chaos with campus police. Cameras captured the clash as protesters stood their ground. For the past 3 days, students have gathered in a popular area on campus called Library Mall to call on the university to divest from all companies profiting off the war in Gaza. The American Civil Liberties Union released a statement saying 2 protesters were injured this morning. According to campus police, 4 law enforcement officials were injured, including a state trooper that was hit in the head with a skateboard. UW-Madison administrators did put out a statement saying it values free expression and supports those who exercise their rights while following campus policies.
It is despicable that the university has allowed this to happen, and you can see that it's clearly a myth when people say that cops keep people safe. They clearly do not. They are in riot gear when there is no riot here.
Things got a little tense this morning, and we hoped that it would have been a little more peaceful than it became. But we came here to ensure Chapter 18, the tenting policy, was enforced. And that's what happened this morning.
Students say they will continue to protest until their demands are met. We will be first to alert you to any new developments as we continue to follow the story out of our state's capital. Cammie, Bill.